Blizzard Buffalo is an awesomely ridiculous looking boss, with an awesome stage and awesome music, basically the only song in the game to bring back the atmospheric quality of X1. Definitely one of my favorites. The physics behind ice slopes in this level make for some incredibly cool time savers that just can't be passed up, and it's no end of fun toying with them. Unfortunately, this is also one of those stages that's on autopilot for you. Although it doesn't hurt the fun playing through it, it does eliminate the challenge a bit. You might think it seems difficult, or at least that certain enemies come out of the blue, but a subtle trait of the easier portions to X3 is that enemies are basically lined up for you. Yeah, things are overcrowded at the beginning, and there are some individual issues during the second half, but notice how oftentimes it's barely an afterthought to fire off on an enemy while you're on your merry way. Enemies place themselves in front of the obvious path, and they aren't grouped together in any way that would throw you off. An enemy popping on screen out of nowhere doesn't mean much when there's only one of them and the terrain is flat. Or there are many, but they line themselves up for a charged shot to take them all out. The last bit does house a trick or two though. The grenade launching enemy at the top of this ladder brings back ugly memories of Sniper Joe's ladder guarding in the original series, and you'll climb right into one if you don't pause. Without the dash, those god-awful helicopter enemies from Hornet Stage and many to come can easily catch you with a missile if you aren't paying attention to what you shoot and how you move. Other than that, just wait for it. There's your consummate sexy jump for those wondering why my eroticism had yet to sleuth its way into X3. Christ, I'm such a tease. Well, that'd alienate the few survivors from X2. As per usual, the freaks still watching get treated to another farce on the face of sanity. Blizzard Buffalo is now a challenge. Morth Moth, X2 Sigma, I can swallow those. The third time around, I'm inclined to believe I'm missing the conspiracy somewhere. Blizzard Buffalo cannot be jumped over without the dash, no matter how perfectly you try to place it. Before anyone brings it up in the comments, no, you can't fake him out from this side either. This brings things to a rather nasty strategy involving playing with his attacks on the wall. It puts you in kind of a catch-22, because if you hug the wall, the ice shards will put you in a dangerous position, and if you keep to the floor, the fact that he can charge or fire projectiles in any order means you need quick reaction to not get rammed into the wall when he charges and you aren't expecting it. There's still a pattern you can fall into, but it's a strict one. The ice shots trail you oddly, and a little discrepancy here or there means they're probably going to land exactly where you don't expect or want them to. This isn't exactly one of the hardest battles now or anything severe, but it's Blizzard fucking Buffalo. The fact that you need to open your eyes for this at all is enough of a shock to tear a hole or two in reality, which in turn is probably what allows for another joke to become the hardest boss in the game. But that's getting ahead of myself. See you next time for Tunnel Rhino. It will be hilarious.